Welcome back to another episode of Exiled Strangers. Remember, if you want to give your live testimony, then hit us up at exiledstrangers@proton.me. That's exiledstrangers@proton.me. Man, last episode, I know you were struggling with the sniffles, but this time I got all the congestion and the allergies and the sniffles. How are you
Yeah.
doing?
I'm doing a little better compared to last time. I'm sorry that it kind of shifted over to you now. You know,
Oh, you're good. It's not your fault. You didn't
hey,
send the pollen or whatever metallic flakes they're letting loose in the air. You didn't send that over.
I
It's
surely
your
did
fault.
not. I surely did not. But you have my deepest sympathies because I know how painful that is.
Oh man. So right before we started this little podcast here, you were going on about your dog potentially stinking.
Yo, like in here, yeah, okay, all right. I just caught a whiff, right, and I'm like, what is that? Like it just does. It smells like doo doo. Like and it's not me, you guys. Like I shower on a regular basis, sometimes twice a day, depending on
Yeah.
what I do. But like at like 3 in the morning, my dog woke me up this morning and he was like shaking. And I was like, dude, what's wrong with you, man? And he had to go outside and he had the runs so bad.
Oh.
And so like all morning I was up with him doing that, and then poor guy. Then he threw up. But I had looked around this place and made sure he didn't make a mess. I didn't see anything, but now I'm wondering if I missed something, you know.
Oh. Ooh. You'll find out when you go to sleep tonight. That's when you'll
Well,
find out.
I would like to find out, like, you know, as soon as possible.
Dang.
That's nasty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dealing with dogs that are sick in both ends is not the it's not the most fun. That's for sure. It definitely
Bro.
helps with like it's a human and they can communicate.
Yeah.
Like my dog will look right at me and just like throw up. Like never break eye contact, just throw up right in front of me. Like not give me a warning, heads up, nothing.
Really?
Oh yeah.
She's she's just like, hey, watch this. Bleh.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to clean this up.
Yeah. Exactly.
All
Like it's
right.
not the same, so there's nothing wrong with this. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what she does. Oh
Yeah.
man. But
Yeah.
as far
Well,
as today's podcast goes, we're going to be talking about some of the current events and I don't know how it kind of looks like we ain't got much longer.
yeah, no, I think the kingdom's coming quick. Like all the signs and then some are
Yeah.
present. Don't get me wrong, everybody's listening. I do believe that these things will increase, right? But that being said, we're at the point now where he's like, "Hey, yo, lift your head because your redemption is near." Like look up. Um and check this out. Like I think across the whole nation, we were talking about it, this weird haze that they're bringing
Yeah.
in. Um, it is not natural. There's no way that it's natural, and everybody is sick right now, like either allergy symptoms or flu symptoms. It's wild. Yeah, it's just
Yeah, that's a fact. And like a lot of if you look at this one Twitter account called Into Thin Air, the number two, so IN number two, Thin Air. He shows you maps of like the active NextRad radar towers and like which direction they're steering and all the stuff that's way above my head. But there's like a list of common symptoms that everybody who's being hit with a lot of these waves are
oh
feeling right
really?
now. Yeah, so like cold and flu symptoms is one of them, which for me, honestly, could be allergies, could be cold or flu symptoms. This season, either one would
Same,
make sense.
same,
Um, but also like lethargy, like people are
totally.
feeling like lethargic. Yeah, same here, dude. Like, yeah, it's been rough the past couple days of just like getting energy to do what I need to do. Um, but yeah, there's a couple of other ones that are a little bit more common. But yeah, they're doing
Well,
something. Like if I look at
well,
my outdoor cameras, I'll see like a metallic flake falling from the sky.
Bro, one of these days I'm gonna just come over and I'm gonna get up on your roof and like sprinkle glitter in front of your cameras. You know, you're like, oh my gosh, it's crazy out there right now.
You know what, dude? I wouldn't even be surprised. I'd be like, it freaking figures. It figures.
But hey, what are the other symptoms though, for real? Because I want to be
I
aware of
don't
it.
remember. I'd have to look that up. I don't remember.
Oh, then don't
And
worry
it's not
about it right now.
exactly something you can't even like Google this either. It's
Right.
like chemtrails. There are no chemtrails, even though we
Right.
have like however many hundred patents showing exactly how to manufacture chemtrails.
They're literally labeled weather modification on flight radar.
Right.
Like they're literally saying, "Hey, we're just spreading this junk all over, but we're gonna deny it." you
But
know,
dude, seriously, I heard an argument against that saying that those are just trolls. That
those
all those
planes.
yeah, those planes are just trolling. I've
That means that
legitimately heard that argument.
that means the FAA is trolling people.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, like, so I've been feeling the same, right? Kind of just crappy, especially in my sinuses, which granted, you're totally right. Allergies could, I think, are definitely at play as well as this other stuff, but like my head's been hurting. Um, I've
I
been,
think that was another one was a headache or sinus pressure too.
bro, see, there you go. Yep, check. I feel like I've been walking through like I don't know, like couple foot deep mud. That's how like
Yeah.
tired I feel when I'm walking, you know.
Yeah.
And then like for like 2 days, my food tasted so funky, and
Oh,
and
dude.
I was like, is this like you know well, I don't, the C19 thing, I still don't think it was really going around. They can do this from frequencies, give you all these symptoms, but
Well, dude, it's funny that you said that about your flavor, like your food and stuff, because my mom literally just lost sense of taste and smell.
no way.
There's another lady up in that area that lost another like sense of taste and smell, and then there's another lady. Uh, I can't remember which state. Not anywhere, not near us. Maybe somewhere in this like Midwest. That lost sense of taste and smell.
Bro.
Um, yeah. So it's interesting that that's going on for you. That was one of the symptoms I never had was losing sense of taste and smell. But it hasn't popped up for me, and this was without them getting sick too.
Right. Like, I feel like I was on like the recuperating end of feeling crappy, like me and you had
Yeah.
met up last week. I was feeling great and I've just been feeling, I guess, better since then, minus like
Hmm.
feeling lethargic. Um, but yeah, it's super weird. That didn't come along with like, fever or nothing like that. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe they're just like, man, Americans are so overweight. We're gonna make their food taste like crap and see if they'll lose a couple pounds. You know what I mean?
Won't stop us because there's still texture. People people go crazy for texture, man. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Do carnivore diet and not have crunchy for a while. See how you feel.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, not having crunchy.
All right.
Like
All right.
I'm trying to think like a good any kind of crunch really. Unless you start searching for it on like the char on a steak or something. You're like, "Oh, finally a crunchy piece." But yeah.
I can see that though. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Well, so as far as like current events, there was something that you said earlier that made me want to lead off with this. Can't remember exactly what it was you said earlier, but something about the heavens. Um, do you want to start off with that one picture of the angel by the sun?
Yeah. So first, if you could play that video first. So here's an
Yeah.
interesting thing. Right at the end of that video, you see a solar flare pop off at the top, uh, you know, left
Can you see
portion.
that?
Yep. I can see it.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're able to zoom in at all, but right after that flare pops off, there's a sphere that comes out from behind it. There's another
Oh,
video that I couldn't track down. I couldn't find it again, but it shows the sphere coming in from like behind the sun, and then as it passes, it makes this flare pop off. Um,
oh, dude. Uh, I'm
it's all good.
stuck. No, I'm like the only thing I see on the screen right now is that video, and I can't get out.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. I'm back now. Sorry, y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, that was weird. But I was trying to zoom in whenever you were saying that, but let me try one more time and see if I can zoom in potentially.
Well, and even if we're not able to do that, I would just encourage everybody to try to look up this video. Um, I don't know what it'd be labeled. I would just type in a description like orb passing behind the sun and then a flare, you know. Um, it's super
Well,
interesting.
you can kind of see it
Yeah.
without it even being zoomed in. Um,
Um, yeah, keep going. Keep going because it gets really clear at the end.
this
Yeah.
was
Yeah. It
the
like pops
beginning.
out. It pops out into frame there at the end.
Yeah.
But the other video, and I'll try to track it down. Um, but it shows the orb actually moving in from the right hand side, passing all the way behind the sun. And when it does that, the flare goes off right there. Now, mind you, from a scriptural standpoint, like for everybody listening, the luminaries, all these, the spheres that emit light up there, those are still considered like angels. Those are numbered and named by the Father. So just throwing that out there
Yeah.
before we pull up this next picture.
Bam.
Yeah. So this is like one of those solar cameras, right? And they're like, look, there's a bird. There's a bird flying next to the sun, like a firebird. Not a Pontiac, but like a bird that's on fire. And I'm like, bro, that's like a stereotypical angel. It's even got a little
Right.
angel dust trail.
Yeah.
Like,
Like little pixie dust.
right. So like I'm seeing this and I'm like, interesting, right? Because when I saw the flare, there's another video too where it like pulsates a different flare. And, I felt the Ruach just saying, like, hey, pay attention, right? Just pay attention to this. And I didn't know why. And then later that day, this photo came up. And then 2 days later, 2 days later, literally came out and scientists or big air quote scientists, right? Like not even
Yeah.
named, are saying, hey, everybody, over the next like 5 to 7 years, it's going to get super hot, like super duper hot, you know? and and then immediately I was like, oh, revelation. I've seen this. This is exactly what's been prophesied.
Let me pull that up. Hey guys, it's gonna get hot.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy. So that ties me back to, well, let's read this. Yeah, 8 and 9.
Yeah. And the fourth messenger poured out his bowl on the sun, and it was given to him to burn men with fire. And men were burned with great heat, and they blasphemed the name of Elohim, who possesses authority over these plagues, and they did not repent to give him esteem.
Dang. So
Yeah.
so look, I know a lot of people think that none of these things are going to happen until the rapture happens, right? You're wrong. You're wrong. The rapture doctrine is
Wrong.
it's a trap, it's a snare. Don't believe it. There is a regathering and it's going to be beautiful, but We are going to have to endure some stuff. I don't claim to know how far into it, but we'll find out. Anyways, could this be the beginning of it? The way I see all these things, it's like a decree comes out from the Father, and action is taken, right? And these things grow in strength. Like, these scientists, I think, are doing the same thing the sorcerers in Egypt did with Moses and Aaron, where they're like, oh, this isn't Yahweh doing these. We can do them too, or this is explained
Right.
by, X, Y, and Z. Modern day sorcerers. So to
Yeah.
tie it back to the crazy fog mist stuff, okay,
Yeah.
they have been talking about this, doing these different, crop dusting the earth with some different, whatever, I don't know, particles that are going to be reflective and keep a lot of the sun's like intensity away from the earth. Like if
Yeah.
we didn't have this mist going on, how hot would it really be right now?
It's creating like this greenhouse effect where it hits, like it gets through the atmosphere and then it just bounces back and forth between the atmosphere and us in the ground. It's like it's almost flat out like it's an oven. Now right now, just so everybody can, if you're unfamiliar with any of this stuff and you want to learn more information, then go to this website right here. It's called Geoengineering Watch.
Oh yeah.
Um, but there's a very important thing that I want to show you. It's the patents section, which all the way back to August 6th, 1913, Rainmaker, 1891, method of producing rainfall. 1905, means of producing high potential electrical discharges, which you find out later, it ties in. If you just like fast forward, it feels like you're teleporting or time traveling. You just fast forward to some of these other like later dates, like 76, vortex ring generator.
Oh, tight.
Here's
Oh,
on
no,
here's
no,
on
wait,
topic.
pause. No, we need that, right? A vortex ring generator? Yeah. Like
For what?
that's totally necessary, isn't it?
Oh yeah, just for
you
all
know?
kinds of things. This one is a method for fog dispersion. Hmm.
Bro,
Hmm.
come on now.
Yeah.
And does everybody forget the
Aerosol dispenser system.
bro,
Atmosphere modification satellite, bro. What the heck?
everybody's forgetting that just a couple weeks ago or a month ago, everybody's talking about this death fog coming through the whole
Yep.
US, right? And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden everybody forgets, and now it's here, and the next big thing, like what is our king gonna sign today and for
Uh-huh.
an executive order? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
And it's like, dude, okay. You don't get a patent because something doesn't work. Like, you don't get a patent because this is, a cool thought experiment. Like, you get a patent because you've proven that it freaking works. Like, it's a real thing that works. Like, laser optical measuring device and method for stabilizing fringe pattern spacing.
Oh, tight.
Like, that's okay. That's how do we tighten up the shot group on this hurricane? That's what
Yeah,
that just said.
yeah. Oh my god. So yeah, well they figured it out. North Carolina found out.
Yeah. Oh, 92. Cloud seeding. And that's just patents. Let's look at some of the documents and some of these agreements. Um, like, look at all these agreements, the important documents. First one is global warming and ice ages prospects for physics. Yeah, that's a. Sorry about that. I had that cough. Like some of these are treaties. Some of these are agreements to not use it on other people. The Heart Project and non-lethal weapons.
Oh.
European Parliament. Here's some reports: chemtrailecology.doc, technofixes.pdf, aerial spray overview PDF, just in case you're wanting like a general overview on exactly what's going on here. And hold on, do these clouds look familiar?
Oh yeah.
Can y'all see those?
Oh yeah. And
Oh,
not
look
only
at this. Here's a little diagram explaining how HARP actually operates and everything.
I just want everybody to think about something for a second. Like, y'all ever thrown a rock into a pond or a lake and you see the ripples, right?
Yeah.
So, like, we know that frequency has a very, like, similar kind of way of making patterns. When you have these things disperse, right? They dissipate and cover a large area after they get farted out of the plane. Then they get hit with these frequencies, and that's why you see these weird patterned, like, cloud cover. That's not normal clouds, but we're so used to seeing this garbage they put above us. Like,
Yep. Yeah.
I if
Dude.
if it was just them, like, I would start throwing rocks up at the sky, but I know that up there is Yah's throne, so I can't do that.
Dude, okay, check this out. Um this should like okay, this should explain there's the 19th annual conference on planned and inadvertent weather modification.
Oh,
Like they've met at least 19 times over this exact thing. So if it didn't exist, this seems like a large, I mean, not claiming the government is, super efficient with resources or money, but this would be shocking if these people met 19 times and they're like, yeah, still didn't exist. See you next year.
right, right. This is the biggest psyop we've ever done.
Yeah. But yeah, just looking at the documents, the patents.
Well, so let's tee off of this, right? Let's tee off of this because another thing that's been happening lately is extreme weather events in regard to tornadoes. There was
Oh
like
yeah.
an unprecedented year so far, and we're not even finished. I this is my guess, and I could be wrong, but my guess is that we're going to see them outside of season all year.
Oh dude, Hurricane Helene was outside of season.
Totally,
Yeah,
totally.
totally outside of season.
I mean, it's just wild. I've like where I'm at. Well, I'm not going to say where I'm at on here, but um, it's not uncommon to have some like tornado warnings every now and then. But dude, I feel like for like 3 weeks straight, it was nothing but. It was just all day. You're on
Yeah.
a watch. Oh, warning. One hit over here, one hit over there. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah, you have had more tornadoes than I have had this year. And especially Kentucky has had way more tornadoes than what was usual.
Yeah,
And
they've
I've
had.
grown up largely I live in Tornado Alley right now. I grew up largely within Tornado Alley. And I remember like all the big like tornadoes would come through Missouri, Nebraska, Kansas, parts of Texas, Oklahoma, stuff like that. And now it's hitting more Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, um,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Ohio got hit.
Pennsylvania.
Illinois got hit. Like yeah, it's wild. It is pretty
Yeah,
interesting though. It goes over the path of totality from the last solar eclipse.
it
Um,
is interesting.
little side note.
That is interesting. But yeah, our weather has been super odd. Just like we don't like the past, I don't know, month and a half or so, we've had supposedly pretty consistent rain over the past month and a half. Of like out of the past month and a half of the projected maybe 20 inches we're supposed to get collectively, where I live right here has received maybe 4 inches, maybe a
Oh
little bit
dang.
more.
Yeah.
But like it like this Wednesday, for example, it's predicting 80% chance of rain. We're supposed to get like an inch and a half. I guarantee you Wednesday we'll probably get a drizzle. And that's about
Man.
it. It's either like doesn't happen or happens way less to an extent than what they're predicting. I don't
Yeah.
know what's going on. But the surrounding areas get drenched.
Bro, I just spread out so much cow poop on the pastures
Yeah.
yesterday and today. And I was like, hey, when's it going to rain next? Because I need some of this to wash in. There's poop everywhere. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe this weekend, but it's the same thing. It's a coin toss.
Yeah.
Might get a
Just a
little.
little heads up, y'all. If you ever want it to rain, just dig a ditch or decide to go camping and it'll rain.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Every
If you ever wanted to
inconvenient time.
if you ever want it to dry up, you just plant some seeds,
Yeah,
and then it'll stop raining.
or spread out
So
like a metric ton of cow poop. Um,
yeah, yeah, but that's usually how it goes. Um, Now speaking of natural disasters and everything like that, you want to fly on over to Italy?
yeah, let's check that out.
That is crazy. Here we go. You seeing that good?
Yep, yep, yep.
Alrighty.
Dang, dude, all those people running.
Man. But who's the dummy just sitting there?
Which one? The
The
guy
one
video?
the yeah.
I mean, but if you go by like running from a bear rules, he's okay. Everybody else is closer to the volcano.
Volcano ain't no bear.
Yeah, just as long as I can outrun you guys.
The volcano doesn't get full.
No, but yeah, okay, all right. So yeah, we got the video because of him. Um,
Oh
it's
man.
what's crazy is this is like that's Mount Etna, right, in Sicily. Um, totally crazy. Just blowing its lid a little bit. We have a volcano in Alaska that they're warning, like the whole population around it, like this thing's gonna blow. We have the 5 mile wide supposed volcano underneath the water off the west coast of the U.S. that's about to
Yeah.
go. Yellowstone is shut down for this season right now. From my understanding, I could be wrong. From my
Oh
understanding, it's shut down in certain parts because they're waiting for that to blow. Um, it, we're covering different topics, but all these lead into our Messiah, our high priest and king is coming back soon. These are all, the earth.
Yellowstone blows. It's gonna be some interesting stuff going on. That's like what most of those doomsday preppers were planning for.
Yeah. Yeah, that would suck. I don't know how
Man.
else to put that. That would not be cool.
It's either
Um,
gonna really suck or you'll never even know.
yeah, true, true.
Or
But
or you knew it for a few minutes.
well, you gotta wonder too. Like they say, when that one goes, that it's gonna dark out like the Earth for a minute. Like it'll have effects all across the Earth, and I don't mean a big globe. I mean the fixed plane of the Earth. But
Right, right. For sure.
but that being said, I mean, hey, could that be one of the things that happens? Prior to the sun is dark and the moon doesn't give its light. Maybe. You
Maybe.
know, I don't know. Um,
Man, it is a pretty place though.
yeah, yeah, most definitely,
Dang.
most definitely.
Oh man.
What else we
Yeah,
got?
wasn't there
Oh,
hold on, wasn't there just another earthquake not long ago? Over in the Southeast Asia? Wasn't there?
yeah, dude. If you
It
look
was
at
pretty bad.
it was yeah, it was pretty hefty one. I forget where that was though.
Like was it Myanmar?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
that for sure what it was?
I think so. In Myanmar.
However you pronounce it. All right, yuppie. My bad, dude.
Whoa.
Myanmar.
Whoa.
Oh man, I'm trying
Did
to
it?
look up an earthquake map.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if everybody saw me dodge that one. Shots fired.
I was trying to look up an earthquake map, but honestly,
Fine, dude. We'll call it Myanmar. My
it's
bad.
kind of
Okay.
it's kind
My
of hard to
bad.
find.
Um. Yeah, there's a dude on YouTube, Dutch Sense, who does. I don't know if he still does it. He got like, and I believe that it's true just because it makes sense. But he got like totally gang stalked by some government entities and other people and universities. But he was covering earthquakes like really accurately, and it's insane how many we're having. But
Really?
yeah,
Well, I'm looking up this one current one. Actually, this might be a little fun. Let me show you.
yeah. Let's see it.
Uh,
Let's see what happened over in Myanmar.
well, this wasn't Myanmar, but this is just like latest ones. Like, okay, over here in Texas, there's a 2.6, another 2.6 over here in Idaho is 2.6. LA had a 2.9. San Francisco had a 2.5.
It
Uh,
seems like really low for the amount, and this is
all
probably only
right.
a 24-hour period too.
Here's the. Yeah, I wonder if this is 24 hour. Let's do largest magnitude first. Oh, Turkey. That was a 5.8. Didn't they just get hit, bro?
Yeah, they got wrecked pretty hard too.
And this was Mariana Islands. Where the heck
I
is
have
that?
no idea. Oh,
Oh,
over
it's over
there.
here.
Yeah.
Papua New Guinea. Oh, dang. They don't have a whole lot of rebuilding though.
Yeah. No, Papa.
All right, that was a nice little side tangent. Oh, by the way, y'all, if you're listening on the podcast platform, you can, if you want to see what we're looking at, then check us out over on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, remember you can listen to us on the road and listen to us on any podcast player you are listening to.
Yeah, but
And if you
everybody
got
go to
some
YouTube.
comments, let me know.
Everybody go to YouTube and subscribe. We got to go live. Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Nobody's trying to fight some witches.
I'm itching to get on there.
He's itching to slap some witches.
Yeah. Or just have cool conversations, you know? Like,
That too.
yeah,
That too.
but not with witches cuz yeah, not with witches.
No, no. All right. What do you want to get into next? All three remaining topics all include fire.
Okay.
Do
Yeah,
you want to
yeah.
use planes, cars, or people? Which
Uh
one?
let's take a look at oh. All right, so a little chaos happened. Let's take a look at the cars. The cars one.
Okay. Bam. This is Paris on fire, which I guess you guys can now see. Like up here in the top header. Paris on fire, number one.
Yeah, this is like after some soccer match. And I guess it's a bunch of like the immigrants are just like going nuts. And they're like, I think I don't quote me on this. I don't know if the dude just went to the hospital and was like in intensive care or if he died, but they're like beating dudes. They're like a car ran into people. It's just nonstop. And this, you guys, this is just a taste of the chaos that's happening around the world. Like
Man.
it still doesn't even touch what's really happening. But
Yeah, this isn't even the war part. This is just a soccer game. Man. That's wild.
did we have another one or no?
Yeah, I got to pull that one back up.
I just didn't remember. If,
No, we did. My bad, dude. My bad. Quit beating me, bro.
hey,
I'm getting on it, man.
it's Myanmar, not Myanmar. All right, don't forget it.
All right. Is it pulled up for you? You can see
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I can see
Okay.
it.
Dang.
Getting rowdy. Yeah,
Bro, that was so loud in my headphones.
dude. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry. I
The
can't
first
even.
time I listened to it, I didn't have my headphones on, but this time I did, and oh yeah.
Well, I can't even hear it through my end. Hopefully, it records on the recording.
Oh,
But
hopefully. Otherwise, people are gonna be like, "Why did he just jerk?"
why did he just jump like a big baby?
Man, over a soccer game, dude.
Right?
That is
I know.
insane.
And I think what you see with that is just like people, it's opportunism at its worst. This is like they say, oh, these are all the immigrants that have come in from Middle Eastern countries, which I think a lot of them were. However, you have like people that are just pinged in the red right now. And
Yeah.
any excuse, like they're just gonna go off, you know?
Yeah, I guess, man. Like, I don't know. People do get weird over that game, though.
That game, okay. I'm sorry for anybody who digs it. I don't like soccer.
Dude, I hate watching soccer. I hate watching any sport. Like, I grew up playing soccer. I loved playing the game, and that's with most games. Like, I like playing them, but I can't stand watching sports. Like, you want me to sit here and watch other people play a game? That's what you want me to do? You want me to watch grown men play a ball game? Not
Yeah.
one of these people are my children. I'm just watching other people play games.
Yeah, I'm not having any of the fun myself.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I used to enjoy like chilling out and watching baseball. But I think that was also like,
That's the worst one.
yeah, well, I get it. I get it. But it was relaxing to me because it was, you know what I mean? I
Yeah, I
just,
guess I could see that.
and I used to drink beer. Like, so with all those combined, it was like, yeah, why not? Let's watch this. Um, so
Oh man, yeah, no, baseball. Tell me if you guys disagree, but baseball is the most boring game to watch on earth. It's a whole
I
lot
was,
of hurry up and wait.
I would say, I would say golf.
Nope, because at least
Uh,
somebody's hitting
what do you
something at some
mean?
point.
No way, man. It's
Watching
not.
golf tournaments, dude, I'd rather watch a golf tournament than baseball.
Well, it's not like it's
Hate both.
happy. It's not like it's Happy Gilmore. Like I cannot. I can't even play golf. Like I can play it physically, right? I can whack that ball. I could do.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I could putt good and all that, but like I cannot watch it. Like I'm just looking at like some dudes. They all got like wedgies. They're all like super intense, and I'm like, it's just there's no like excitement that happens. You get the little little golf clap, and it's like, oh my gosh.
bro. Here's where the excitement comes in. It's on all the pranks you can play. Like, dude, I saw this YouTube short. This guy brought these exploding golf balls, and he goes up to the driving range, and he's just like around a bunch of like people that take themselves super seriously, like those types of golfers, with the wedgies, that
Yeah.
type of person. And he just like he walks up to it with one ball. He's got one ball, goes up to the driving range, sets it down, and then just immediately just hits it as hard as he can. And he's just boom, and all these people
Oh,
are like
dang.
overreacting. And
All
then
right, that's kind of funny.
he walks up, hits the one ball, boom, and then just walks away. Immediately starts walking away, as if like, yeah, I don't know what was wrong with that one. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Okay, so that's funny, but
But
that's also not the PGA Tour.
also, okay, but the difference between watching them is that golf, at least somebody is always doing something with golf. There's however many people competing. There's 18 holes. There's always somebody doing something. He's either
Bro,
walking or he's swinging or he's like, not this club. Maybe this club.
okay. Same
Baseball,
thing.
there's a whole lot of
No,
waiting just for one
no,
guy
no.
to do
It
his
is
little freaking ritual before he swings a bat.
okay. Okay, look, I get it that there's a lot of time like that, but they fill it, right? They'll zoom in to the next pitcher that's coming up in the dugout as he's spitting, chewing tobacco on the floor, like or
See,
yeah,
that's just
yeah,
gay.
bro.
That's it's all. And keep in mind, I hate both of them.
I think I'm just I honestly don't watch any sports anymore. So I think I'm just arguing now for the sake of argument.
See, now that you've been free for a while, go back
Yeah.
and watch it and see how long you can tolerate it. You're gonna be
All
like,
right.
oh crap, this all sucks. The only sport I can kind of watch on TV is like MMA. I can watch that.
Yeah. Yeah, but even I don't know. I just I miss like the Ken Shamrock days.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
that
mean?
was cool. I mean, there's still some. Yeah, I mean, there's
Like,
still some good fights you can still see. Like, it's just advanced so much, especially jujitsu. I
yeah,
remember growing up doing jujitsu, and then like took a break from it for a while, and then came back to it, and I was like, holy crap, this has all changed so much.
yeah. It's hard to get beat up now.
What'd you say?
I said that's why I would get beat up now. You know,
That's why I
like,
carry a gun, dude.
yeah, 100%.
This jujitsu's for fun, bro.
Get me in a chokehold, I'm gonna shoot you in the foot. Get off me.
You see, yeah,
Get off.
John Wick, John.
I got a gun in one hand and a knife in the other. Get off me. I'm a grown man. Get off me.
Yeah, John Wick proved jujitsu doesn't work in a
Yeah.
gunfight. What do you have that one dude in a triangle and then shot him in the head?
Oh yeah.
Is that how that went?
Dang. Yeah, that's
I just pictured someone casually putting you in a guillotine and just pop. Get off me.
yeah.
Quit
I'll be
that.
so calm about it. Don't do that. Get your arm off me.
Oh
I don't
man.
like being touched anyways.
Get off me.
People brush into me at the store. I'm like, the aisle is 6 foot
Oh,
wide. Like,
dude, that's become
why
a
you gotta
thing lately.
yeah.
I've noticed that's become a thing with like the younger generation too.
Bro,
Or
these like punk kids that like they'll walk right down the middle of the aisle and expect everybody to move. I will
yeah.
I will slow I'm like just walking my normal pace, but I'm tensing up every muscle in my body so I don't move when I go through in case we touch shoulders, you know? uh,
Yeah, it's like with the younger generation, it's like either okay, let's say there's a sidewalk that's 3 people wide,
yeah.
two Texas people wide,
Okay.
and like
Oh wait, so
there's one.
that's like 12 Europeans.
Oh man, you don't even know how right you are, dude. Like I told you before, I could throw a quarter in Walmart and it'll bounce its way all the way to the other end. It'll just gain speed as it bounces off people. But you said 12 Europeans. All right, so here's what they do. It's like if you have like a party of 4 and they have a party of 4 and you walk in opposite directions, like towards each other. It's like, all right, one party of 40, just single file or something like
Yep.
that, so we all get past each other. The
Yes.
young people will like if they were 2 wide before, they're now 3 wide just because they're passing another group, and oh, dude, it's so irritating.
Bro,
I'm just gonna start stiff arming people.
not even that, just like I just pretend like they don't even exist if they do that. I'll still mind my side, like I'll
Yeah,
move to where I should be
yeah.
to be polite. And if they still insist on just encroaching on my right to walk on that side of the aisle, like we're touching shoulder, maybe chest, I don't know. Like I'm
Oh.
just and I'm gonna just be like, oh, what's that over there? Like I'm not even gonna pay attention to him.
You're gonna drop elevation, wrap the legs, and change
No,
change
no, I don't
quarters.
want to. I
He's
don't
just
want
gonna
to.
double leg.
Like I don't want to hurt anybody. All I want to do, like I said, it's been a long time since I've trained, so I'm just, I know just enough to get my butt whooped. But
Oh
like,
man,
I just, it's just that's my way of standing up for myself. I'm like, no, I'm
there
not
you
gonna
go.
back down and shimmy next to this aisle. You know,
No, I hear you. I hear you, man. I'm on the same page with you.
now, like if it's a family though, like if it's like say a mom and her kids are like all having fun, running around, I'll totally like get out of the way and be like, "Have a great day, kids." Well, I won't say
You
that, but
know
I'm
what?
thinking like, yeah, just have
You know
fun.
what? I also what if we're missing the opportunity to teach these kids a very valuable lesson that nobody also have to teach them in the
You
future.
just get
What
knocked
if
on
they
their
just
butt.
need? What if they just need to see their mom get shoulder checked because she didn't get out of the way and walk single file when we're passing people? Huh? Now the kids just think like, oh, everybody moves around me wherever I go and whatever I do. And now we got
Dang.
and now we got Tide Pod kids. And that's where that goes. We get Tide Pod
Bro,
kids.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot about the Tide Pods.
that's a thing, dude. Yeah.
What are people trying to do? Wash their guts?
I don't know. I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
They're trying to poop and clean the toilet at the same time.
They got bubbles. Hey, this world doesn't make any sense sometimes, you know.
Oh, dude.
Anyways,
It doesn't. What else? What else did we want to share with the people?
yeah, back to chaos outside of our daily lives.
Right. We only got past the vehicles part. We didn't even get into the people or the planes.
Yeah, let's do the people.
All
No,
right.
whatever. I don't care. Surprise me.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
not the
people, it
boss.
is because look at this picture.
All right, we got all this right. We got like crazy solar events, fog, all this mist, fog everywhere. We
Yep.
got people rioting in the streets. We got volcanoes, war everywhere. We didn't even include war. That's just obvious.
Yeah, we
And,
know that.
and then we got this guy that's trying to light Jews on fire.
That's wild.
Like
With the laziest Molotov cocktails I've ever seen. That's not even a plug. It's just like loosely draped over the rim.
so with
The-
like none of this makes sense. Like, yeah, what's on the ground back there, down below that white thing?
uh, is that like a pump? Is that like a backpack sprayer?
It kind of looks like it, right?
It's the only thing I can see.
But like,
It's kind of what it looks like, yeah.
okay, I see. Just nothing makes sense from this situation, including that potential backpack sprayer. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, those things are expensive. Gardeners ain't gonna leave
Yeah.
that laying around.
No. Especially not that one. That one looks like it has a good pump where you can pump it while wearing it too. Like this little I
Yeah,
don't know if you can see my arrow, but that little metal bar coming off the side. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good backpack pump.
So, I guess what I'm getting at here is I'm not saying that nobody's hurt. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just saying I think that this serves a purpose, right? We have the two Israeli citizens murdered at the embassy, right,
Right.
in DC, and then we have this. Just before this, the administration's talking about pushing heavily the anti-Semitism task force, right? Like they're going heavy. And don't get me wrong, I think they serve multiple purposes with these events, but nothing makes sense here. Like this
Well,
guy,
so the anti-Semitism task force plus what just happened was it Friday with Trump signing on with that Patira guy or like agreeing with that. Do you know who I'm talking about? That Patina? What's his name?
um,
But basically, he's coming
I
up
don't
with
know.
like a list for everybody in the United States.
Oh, I heard about something like that. I don't know if I saw enough to be.
Plantier.
Yeah. I don't. Oh, that sounds familiar. I don't know if I saw enough for me to be like convinced that that's a new thing. You know what I mean?
It's a
Um.
database on Americans. Trump taps Planet Palantir to compile data on Americans.
Yeah. Well, that sucks. But yeah,
Not
I mean,
new, but yeah,
but if it's
sucks.
just getting worse, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
uh, I totally see that being like, this serves multiple masters, right? Each event.
yeah,
So even with that, this I have been focused on this anti-Semitism task force, right? Because in many cases, this is overreaching First Amendment rights in this country. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah,
And that's where I started to take issue with it. I don't want violence on anybody. I don't care if I agree with them or not. In this walk, like we're called to be at peace with all men if possible. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I see these as being the kindling fire leading up to something pretty intense.
Especially an issue when very like anything as little as like questioning some of the events that have recently happened counts
Yeah,
you as like anti-Semitic.
bro. There's the whole
Just
like,
questioning it, not even making a statement, just questioning it.
yeah, it's a whole thing. Like over there in the nation state. Gosh, I'm trying not to get us like flagged at this point because I don't know how far they're going to take it. But
Yeah, you're good.
um, yeah, the nation state, you know, the 1948 one. Um, they had the whole October event task force. Anybody who denies it goes to jail.
It's
Like,
wild.
and then we see it pop up here. So who's America's daddy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But but then you also look at like other things have really happened. Like, these groups from that state have written to Trump being like, hey, we want you to set up a divine court in order to enforce the Noahide laws. Like
Yeah.
people are, this happened. I can just see this going down a very dark path and meeting a lot of prophecy. You know,
Yeah. I agree.
it's
But before we move on,
yeah.
look at all this gap in the rim of his Molotov cocktail. It's
Hmm.
like it's like this wasn't even serious. Like I wonder if this guy wasn't, I don't know, if he was doing more of a demonstration and less of like an action. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's cuz that I don't know. It's like anybody knows it's I don't know. You don't have to be a genius to know that you can't have the rag just kind of like spilling out of the side of the barrel or
Yeah,
the
and
jug.
those and what did he do? Like go to like the 1940s and buy some little milk jugs? Like,
Yeah, where do you even get these?
yeah, like I don't I don't know. But what's wild is like, anybody who says that something's up with this, they'll be like, "Oh, you're an anti-Semite." It's like, well, no, not at all actually.
Right.
Um
Yeah.
like cuz if I was there, I don't care who it is. Like I'm going to stop that threat trying to hurt whoever, and then I'm going to help that person, even if that person was in any sense of the word an enemy of mine. This is like,
Yeah.
this is what our Messiah has taught us to do. But nevertheless, super light-skinned Egyptian. Interesting.
That was
I
an
don't.
Egyptian dude.
Yeah.
I guess that checks out. The gray hair is what throws it off, I think.
Yeah, I was like, man, this guy, because at first glance I was like, dude, he looks like he's like, you could Photoshop him in the stands at a NASCAR race.
A
You know
hundred
what I
percent,
mean?
bro.
And put like
100%.
put some like some beers in his hands, and nobody would know.
Bro, 100%. Oh man. Okay. All right. So that leaves us with planes. Now we got a video to share with you. To share with you. Bombers being bombed. There's no audio with this, but it's basically for those of you guys that are listening. Is this drone footage?
Yeah.
Do you
So
know?
this is this is one of the drones that's going to hit a plane further down the line, I guess. Um, but super interesting story. They do you want to cover it, or I don't know if sorry, I don't
You
want to
got it.
talk over it.
Go
All right.
ahead.
So this has been like a year and a half process, apparently. Them placing all these drones over there, storing them in different like safe houses within Russia, and then they got them all on some semi trucks, and they were remotely able to open the lids of these crates, and these drones are launching out of the back of these semi trucks in close proximity to like 4 different bases, I think. Even the drone operators had to be close by, so they were like operating like the FPV from the cars nearby. um and they took out a bunch of planes. I don't know what the number is. I think we're getting very different reports from both sides. But either way, these are Russia's strategic bombers. They've been using these a bunch from what I hear, and these would definitely be in play should they, go full force to NATO. So,
It does
um,
seem interesting though that this happens. So, like on Friday, which is dumping day for the news, that's where they put articles that they don't think anybody's going to pay attention to, just kind of throwaway day, or
mhm,
articles they want to disappear throughout the weekend. So, dumping day comes out that Trump made that deal with Palantir, whoever he is, uh, and everybody was kind of up in arms about it Friday. And then this weekend happens, this bombing happens, and then all of a sudden, there's no more news about Trump and that Palantir guy. Not saying they are related, just saying that they're, coincidence there. Um,
what
but
every time
also,
every time you say this, I keep thinking about that Palpatine guy from Star Wars.
that's what I keep thinking of too. That's why I keep correcting myself. It's not Palpatine, it's Palantir. Yeah,
Okay.
I keep having to tell myself that too. We can call him Palpatine. We know who we're talking about.
Yeah, that works.
All right. So ever since like this stuff happened with Russia, that Palpatine news is gone. It's just completely gone. Yeah, dude. It just makes me wonder. Like, I don't know how much of the story is contrived. Like, we know parts of it are contrived. Just like how much of it is contrived and controlled and
Right.
stuff like that. And then also something just does not sit right with this drone attack. Like, this seems like some Marvel movie situation where okay, so they for a year they spent all this time planting these drones everywhere in Russia near these four bases. They had to get all the drone pilots like in place and stationed close
Right.
by, and then they were all released at the same time. And then, but like, I just don't see that getting away. Them getting away with that close to military bases in Russia.
Yeah. So that's the story that came out of Ukraine, right? But
Yeah,
if if I had to weigh in my opinion, this was just super simple. Like NATO did it. Like probably America did it,
yeah,
and they probably did it really quickly. And Ukraine's like, hey, we need everybody to believe that we did it, so we're going to say it took us a year and a half.
okay.
That's where I'm
That
at.
makes more sense.
I could be
That makes way
totally
more
wrong.
sense.
I could be totally wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, that makes way more sense. Yeah, it just reminds me of that one. I don't know if you remember that one Spider-Man or if you've seen it, with Spider-Man Far From Home, and he's
Mm-mm.
fighting that one guy who is acting like he has superpowers. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. He's just using a bunch of
No.
drones that can create like this uh holographic visual or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so he's using like the holographic plus like speakers to produce the sound, and then like explosions to produce like the actual explosions and the effects and all that stuff. But that's what it makes me think of is like, oh,
Bro.
this dude is just carrying around this whole like literally Tony Stark drone army, uh, and they keep it away hidden for a secret for over a year just for
Right.
it to pop out all at once and hit these bombers.
Right. I saw the video too of them launching out of the back of the trucks. It was pretty like interesting.
Really?
And like some Russian dudes ran up and they're like trying to stop it. I don't know
And
how, but
okay, there's another thing. All right, so we're expecting the Ukrainian and Russian transit system to be working perfectly on time. Like I can't even mail a letter from me to you and have it reliably show up like when it's expected to.
oh, that just reminded me. I forgot to send your package out today. I'm such a bad friend.
Oh, dude, you're good. There's
My
no
bad.
rush.
I'll
You're
get that
good.
out tomorrow.
No, you're
That's,
good.
I mean, that darn mail is taking so long, you know?
No, no rush. But I mean, let's like we can't even depend on the United States, who's not in a war right now. Like at least on our soil, we're not in a war.
Uh,
Um, I can't even reliably send like a package 400 miles in one direction and have it reliably get there. But you're telling me all the trucks that needed to be on the road with the trailers that needed to be on the road at the correct time were all available and where they were supposed to be. It's
Right,
like,
because
what
that,
is this? Like Mission Impossible?
yeah, exactly. Because like as the story goes, the truck drivers didn't even know what they were hauling. So if that's the case, then
See,
that means they were en route. Um,
and
yeah,
let's be honest, before this war started, nobody viewed Ukrainians as being like on time or like punctual or bro, I have a sister-in-law. She's not okay, so my wife's brother's wife, she married into the family just like I married into the family. She's Ukrainian. Her whole family's Ukrainian. Bro, they were
okay.
like something like 4 hours late to the freaking wedding. Like it was insane,
Whoa,
bro. And this ain't
that's
even nobody was even surprised.
that's past fashionably late, dude.
Bro.
That's like,
Bro.
man, we finished. We didn't think you guys were coming.
But that's apparently like a Ukrainian thing.
Dang.
Um, yeah, it's like not uncommon at all. That's like apparently a Ukrainian thing. So you're expecting these same dudes. You're
Yeah.
expecting me to believe that these same dudes, four
Just
hours late to their daughter's wedding,
yeah.
is going to drive this truck on time?
Yeah. That doesn't add up.
No,
but man, that's wild.
bro. I just assumed they weren't coming at some point. I
Bro,
was like, all right.
if you tell me
Or
to be
was it
go
the
ahead.
wedding, or I think it was either the wedding or the dinner the day before the wedding. It was one or the other one. They were late to both, but one was like, all right, time to wrap it up type thing.
One was just egregious.
Yeah.
Like yeah, man, I don't even I
It's
don't know.
insane.
I don't know what to believe anymore, and I think the rule of thumb is that most things we're seeing is pre-planned, and even potentially with both parties involved knowing full well what's going to happen. You know, like because
Yeah.
there's a point where all nations are gathered together for the purpose of the enemy, right? The dragon, and we don't know when that happens, and people think that it's going to be so obvious. And I pose a question like, is it not already happening? Like there's a purpose that the dragon, Satan, has, right? To steal, kill, and destroy. He's not going to let everybody know that he's coming out to steal, kill, and destroy. Like,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, like this is, I don't know. The jokes, the not joke, the deceptions on humans, you know? So it's not
Yeah.
on anybody else. You know, it's not gonna be some like red devil guy with a long pointy tail tattooing 666 on people's heads, you know. Come on
No.
down. He's just on the corner. He's got lemonade too.
Where people are
Yeah.
going to be like, this sounds familiar.
Yeah. Yeah. Like be on guard, you know, with everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Especially anymore. Like, just if you have a bad gut feeling about something or like someone or something, or just trust it for right now.
yeah.
Just now's not the time to take risks.
And honestly, like there's many people out there who claim to be spiritual, right?
Oh yeah.
And that can sound good to a lot of people. That can be like, oh yeah, they have faith, they believe. When you get down into the nuts and bolts of what they do, a lot of it's manifestation, incantations, it's witchcraft, and they're trying to invoke the power of certain names, right? Like, anyways, you have to
Yeah.
discern everything. It's so deceptive, and it sneaks in. It's so subtle.
Yeah, demons are spiritual too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Seriously.
it's not like it's a good or a bad thing. It's just is a category. And yeah, there's good and bad. That's for sure. So,
Well, yeah, and you know, we have everything all at once, right? Whether we have, you know, I'm putting weather in like I don't know, I guess geological events kind of separate, like volcanoes wise and everything.
Yeah.
Um, Wars, it's like, dude, our Secretary of Defense, he's like, he straight up warned us about China the other day, like hard. Like he's like, hey yo, we're about to probably go to war with China, and then doesn't even say anything else about it. Like nobody talks about it then, and it's like, okay, yeah, like he said that for a reason for sure, but it's not just China, right? We have like all their other coalition nations. We have sleeper cells all over the US from our past 20-year war on terror, which I'm just putting this out there as somebody who was there. Like, I don't know who the bad guy really was, but anyways,
Yeah.
um,
As far as like
it,
sleeper cell stuff, go check out Nathan Reynolds. He has a lot of information on that type of stuff, and yeah, makes you realize it's way more common and way more prevalent than you might think.
yeah, normally, I think after saying all this, the common thing is like, we're not trying to scare you or put fear in you. It's like, no, be scared, right? Be scared, because if you don't have your trust in Yahweh, if you're not abiding in his truth, right, following him, then you're screwed. Sorry. That's the
Yeah.
truth. Like, he is the only way to endure, and through his son, of course, but the only way to endure these times and to be protected and rescued. I mean, there is no other way. We can't do it with our knives and guns and muscles, and you know what I mean?
Yep.
But
Amen.
you can stop someone from getting you in a chokehold.
Yep. Get off me. Pow.
Get off me. Yeah.
Well, with that being said, this was a fun episode talking about current events. Also, I mean, you got to laugh at this some stuff or else you start crying. But
Yeah.
yeah. Um remember, if you guys want to give your testimony on the email or on the podcast, shoot us an email at exiledstrangers@proton.me. That's exiledstrangers@proton.me. If you have any I can't talk. If you have any show suggestions, shoot us an email or leave it down below in the comment section. We'd love to have you guys on, or if you just want to flat out have a discussion, we'd love to have you on too. What you
Yeah.
got?
Nope. Outside of just
Yeah.
subscribing, subscribe so we can get
Yeah.
on live, and then you could tell us how much you don't like us, but or that you do
Or how
like us.
much you love
That's
us.
that's cool too. I would like that. But
That'd be fantastic.
yeah, that's it though.
Yep. All right. See you guys.